The year is 1935. The engines woke up very happy and ready for work. But Henry was feeling very ill. The other engines were concerned about his problems. But Emily saw that Henry was leaving a puddle of water behind. She was worried. Thomas was at the station waiting for Henry's passengers. But he grew more and more impatient. He blew his whistle impatiently. At last, he heard Henry's whistle as Henry puffed slowly to the station. And Thomas puffed angrily away. James arrived at the coaling plant. He had a very naughty idea. The yard manager agreed. Henry was puffing sadly and fuming of what Thomas said to him as he arrived at Wellsworth so Edward could take passengers on his journey. But Edward was wrong. As Henry was making his way to the coaling plant, water kept leaking, leaving a trail behind. Now this made Percy worried, and Emily was more worried than ever. By the time Henry reached the coaling plant, he was shocked as there was a long line of freight cars and James had already left. Henry chuffed and puffed with his long line of freight cars. But halfway, he was coughing smoke from his funnel and going even slower and slower. His driver knew they had to stop, as it was no use. Just then, Emily arrived. And that's what she did. She arrived at the repair yards so Henry could get mended. Then, Henry's fireman spoke to Sir Topham Hatt. When the Welsh coal came after he's repaired, his driver and fireman were very excited. They carefully made his fire, putting large lumps of coal like a wall around the outside. Then the glowing middle part was covered with smaller lumps. His fireman was right. When Henry reached the platform, the water was boiling nicely and he had to let off steam. Henry had a lovely day. He had never felt so well in his life. He wanted to go fast, but his driver wouldn't let him. They arrived early at the station. Thomas puffed in. Emily puffed in feeling very happy. Annie and Clara were surprised.